Well, hey everybody. Hope you're all doing fan-fucking-tastic. Whoops. Pardon my language. It's a good day. It's a good day to be alive. Are there any days that aren't good to be alive? I swear, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like almost in a panic thinking about the reality of what life is, I think that people are much more susceptible to, I don't know, the veil between reality and, well, I guess insanity and sanity. We live in a pretty crazy situation. And I can't overstate that. We all know that. But we don't talk about it in that way because it goes without saying. It's common sense. The world is crazy. We live in a crazy place. And it's nuts to be alive. And no matter how much we think we understand it, no matter what we believe, we still can never understand all of it. And I don't think we're designed to. But we still wonder. And that's what makes us human. That's what sets us apart. So, among all of this craziness, we're kind of each left to our own devices. And we have to learn from each other. We have to learn from the mistakes that other people have made, to not make the same mistakes. And we understand that through history, not wanting to repeat history. But generally, no matter how confident we are about life, and no matter how well we're doing, I think every one of us wakes up once in a while and thinks, holy shit, I'm going to die. And I hate to put it bluntly because people just don't want to hear that. But, it's true. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I don't think about dying. I think about all the different things that could go wrong. And it used to be much worse, when I was in my early 30s. I almost went through, I guess you could call it a midlife crisis in a way, but I wasn't, it's not like I was having a crisis really. I was just really stressed out and anxious, and I couldn't figure out why. And I was doing everything I could to get a hold of Valium and Klonopin and Xanax and try to calm myself down, and I realized I was creating my own panic through the ultimate fear, which is the fear of getting old, fear of death. And it wasn't a direct fear of death. It was just, I think, subconscious fear of death. And I started really looking into that and conquering that fear. So I don't wake up and fear death. I wake up and I fear falling apart. I fear the things that I do wrong for maybe myself. I should have eaten better. I should have had a better dinner. I need to have a better breakfast. You shouldn't smoke. You shouldn't chew. You shouldn't drink. You shouldn't puff. All these different things that people do. And we have a certain level that we're willing to accept. A certain level of tolerance for our own behavior that we're willing to accept. And it's really funny to watch because a lot of people deny it. A lot of people say, oh no, well I am the way I am, or they say, it helps me with this or that. A good example is people who drink every day but say, oh, I only have a few. That's fine, but, just admit, you're an alcoholic, you drink, big deal. I'm a stoner, I smoke pot every day. But I know a lot of stoners who say, oh, well, pot's not addictive and it's healthy, and this, it's pot, okay? It has addictive properties. They're mild. Okay, I've quit smoking after 15 years. It was nothing. But still, when you're day to day, it's a psychological addiction. And no matter how much you say it's for medicine, the fact is, you enjoy the high. This is how I view a lot of things in life. We try to put justification on everything, a reason why we do things, to make them okay. And most of those things we're trying to justify are things that bring us closer to that ultimate fear, a fear of death or falling apart. It could even be a fear of loss of all your money, and that money is money that you need to stay alive, you know, and maybe you're addicted to shopping. Maybe you buy too many shoes. You know, we all have something. And it's just human nature for our brains to crave something, you know. I think everybody has something. There are a few humans who have abandoned all, you know, material gain. There are very few humans who have, I think, reached that stage of complete enlightenment, but they're out there. You know, it's in our Western culture, where I live, in the United States, you know, in Washington State. I'm very fortunate to live on the West Coast, but you know, I'm at the mercy of zombies everywhere I go. You know, everywhere I look, you know, there are just people who are totally unaware and uncaring about basic human rights and needs. And I see how one can become attracted to that, I don't know, to casting stones at others, or telling other people where they're wrong, and looking at others and judging others, and ultimately justifying our own selves. But a lot of this just comes from our fear of insecurity. And these are all fears, you know. The fear of death is the ultimate fear, but, you know, we have fear of security, fear of loss of security, fear of loss of control, you know, and the worst fear of all is fear of the unknown. And that's the most ridiculous fear, and one that must be conquered. You know, if people are ever to get past the problems that we face right now in society, we need to stop fearing things that we don't understand, or things that we don't know for sure, because this is something that's gone on through history, and this is another lesson we can take from history to say, you know, this is a battle's been going on for millennia within the minds of people as to materialism or spiritualism, you know, fear of death or praising life, you know, and it's caused a lot of panic. It's caused a lot of animosity, a lot of wars. There have been religions created and theories created as to what happens after we die, because, you know, well, shoot, we need something to believe in. And for a lot of people, they want to believe that the life after this life is going to be better. And that's a comfort for a lot of people. One that I see is self-serving, but one that works for a lot of people. I guess we're all self-serving a little bit, right? I mean, we're all in this for our own gain, ultimately, no matter how much we say we're here for the others. You know, I don't mean to sound, you know, condescending. I don't mean to sound, I guess the word I'm looking for would be, I don't know. I don't know what word I'm looking for. It's not that I don't. I believe in people, and I love people, and I think the humans are an amazing species, and we have a lot to learn from one another. And I think we can all learn something from the lessons of the past, and conquer our fears. Fear has its place, but fear of death is not something we need to fear. You wake up in the middle of the night panicking, just let it go. Just let it all go. Just remember, you know, each one of us is an amazing, amazing creation. Trillions of little creatures in each one of our bodies, more than the entire universe. I'm sorry, the entire galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, I think. Each one of our bodies has more creatures in it, more live cells and bacteria than the entire Milky Way galaxy. And that in itself, we're in the trillions, I believe, or at least the hundreds of billions. Well, that's all I got for you, folks. I love you all. Say bye, Juno. Goodbye, boy. Good boy. Much love.